What's good, my dudes? We're back in the saddle with another YouTube banger. Sorry for the bad audio on this one. I'm in the middle of a little bit of travel right now, but I still wanted to make a quick video because it is Wednesday, and that means it's time for the Monday market analysis. Yeah, Wednesdays, Mondays. What's the difference, right? Anyway, a little bit to talk about this week as far as gold card prices go. The story of the past few weeks has been all about the mint numbers, so let's just start right there. Last week's mint numbers were, they averaged out at 273, so we broke a new low, which means cards from last set are about as rare as they can possibly get. That being said, this week's could be lower. I don't expect that though, and I will go into a little more detail about exactly why that's the case later. But for now, it's worth noting that because last week's cards were so low mint, there's a very good possibility that Dracomantium ends up being the lowest mint unit in Skyweaver land for the foreseeable future. If that's the case, he could turn out really valuable because Draco, well, he is a dragon, he's a unit, and he's high cost. And if we take a look at him real quick here, we can see that his mint numbers were at a total of a whopping grand total of 260. So ridiculously low. If anybody ends up buying any of these, the price is going to pop really hard and really fast. But before we go into more detail about that, let's just go over the market in general. A few things I want to touch on. Starting with the average gold card buy price, it is kind of floating sideways. It's edged up a little bit over the past couple of days, but nothing really all that noteworthy. Still just looks like a sideways movement to me. The cost to buy one of each gold card on the market, this is if you just wanted one of every gold card that's already been minted. Here we can see this is going up a little bit again too, so another little positive sign on the market. It's only over the past 5 days or so that we're seeing this little bump. Hopefully it holds, but it's too soon to tell. The reason I'm still sort of skeptical on these bumps here and these other graphs is when we look at the in-game market cap, we can see that we're still hovering right around the $1 million mark. We bottomed out at around 950,000, and right now we're back up above 1 million, which is really good to see. But yeah, we're just limping along right on this border. I'd love to see a significant move on the market cap before I get too excited about these numbers here. Some of it is probably just people moving around cards, people who are already in the market moving around their cards, selling them, trading them, etc. Gonna skip over these because there's not much to talk about there. Obviously, set 5 and set 4, they've come down a lot from their all-time high. Pretty drastic fall there. But they're still slightly higher than the rest. We'll see if that maintains. May not. It's hard to say. One thing that I did really want to point out is that the floor here, I'm considering this flat line that tends to run through the entire price by supply chart. This one, to me, is a good indicator of where the relative floor is at right now for the cards. The buy prices, by the way, not the sell prices. And last time I did a video here, this line it was right around $5.50. So this line has actually edged up a little bit from the last time we checked it, which is a really positive sign. It's also a sign that people are spreading out their collections a little bit. They're selling some stuff from the top end and just buying stuff on the bottom end, and that's why we're seeing this floor rise a little bit. So, I mean, it's a mixed bag. Take it with a grain of salt, but it's good to see this number going up, in my opinion. Top 10 cards by market cap. This just looks at the relative value of the cards, really. Here you can see Mutici is still really highly valued, despite the fact that his mint numbers are not as impressive anymore, given the latest sets. Nevertheless, I think a lot of big whales came in around the time of Mutici, Nakamoto, bought these guys up, and they don't give a shit about making 20 bucks, 30 bucks. They're just going to hold until the end of time. And I think that's why these have held so strongly. But if we actually look across the chart here of the top 15, there's really not many cards yet from the current sets, which to me suggests that if we can find a bottom for the mint numbers, there's still a lot of upwards potential for the most recent gold cards that have been minted. People are reluctant to put money into them because they have such low mints, but relative to all these other OG cards, they're still undervalued. Um, so just some food for thought there. Mint by numbers. Okay, so this is where it gets juicy. We can see last week we broke a record for lowest mint numbers, and the reason I think this could be the lowest mint numbers for a long time is because uh, Skyweaver, Horizon Games, they did just change the ranked rewards, so more silver cards are given out, more tickets are given out every week, and that means there's going to be more players playing Conquest for free, which means more gold's minted, and you can see that reflected in the Conquest stats here. Uh, if you go back just a few days before the new rewards were distributed, we were averaging below 300 unique players in Conquest. And then starting on Monday when the cards started to get distributed, and then by Tuesday after everybody received their ranked rewards, we went up to 500, over 500 unique players. So we literally almost doubled the number of unique players in Conquest as a result. Almost, I would say that's almost exclusively as a result of the change in the ranked reward system. You have to look at that and think that the mint numbers from this week, aka the Sky Phoenix week, are going to be quite a bit higher than last week. And if that's the case, then that brings us right back to Draco. He is a dragon. There's only a limited number of dragons in the game. If my memory serves me, I think there's one dragon for every element. So dragons are pretty rare, and I think this is the only dragon that the Strength Prism gets access to. So, and he's metal, which in my mind is kind of cool just because, I mean, gold is technically metal, right? So we have that too. But basically, if this guy turns out being the lowest minted in the game, which is, it seems like it's definitely within the realm of possibility, then he could really shoot up in value pretty fast. I bought two of them off the market. Fortunately, I wasn't able to mint any, and I'll be holding these for as long as I can, which is pretty damn long. So, yeah, hopefully this guy goes up. We'll see. I think he's going to be the lowest mint for a while, but that could definitely change, you know. Definitely, could definitely change. Because as much as the unique player line has gone up as a result of the rank leaderboard changes, the number of actual matches played, it seems to be not as impressive of a bump. If you go back here, you can see, you know, we had days where the player base was dwindling, but still people were playing more games per unique player. We were getting more games. A lot of this was because of bots, though. So, I mean, that data is kind of it's kind of muddled. Um, we'll just have to keep watching these lines and see where it goes. But for now, Dracomantium is definitely the hot topic, and be keeping an eye on them for sure. Anyway, the mints from this week are Sky Phoenix is the big one, but we also have a few other interesting cards. There's a Shade, there's a Glitter, there's a Champ. For the spells, we have Amara Listwell, Candy Mask, Chill, Cast, and Chrome. It's looking like the lowest mints from this week will probably end up being a spell, something like Candy Mask. We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, for now, everybody's really hyped about the Sky Phoenix for whatever reason. I think just because it's a strong card and because Wisdom's really favored. People love Wisdom cards, and Sky Phoenix is no exception. Wisdom gets a lot of love in Skyweaver for whatever reason, but from the balance team and from the players, a lot of the top players like to play Wisdom, and it serves them pretty well. Wisdom does have a lot of the best card art in the game as well. I think it probably has the best card art of any Prism, but Sky Phoenix, not one of them. I'm not a huge fan of what I like to call the gay chicken, but nevertheless, everybody knows it's a strong card in the game, and for that reason, they're all rushing to it, once we see exactly what the mint numbers will end up being, then I think maybe some of this lust for the Sky Phoenix might dwindle a little bit, but we'll just have to wait and see. Anyways, guys, that's going to do it for this video. Thanks for tuning in. Hit the like button if you liked. Please hit the subscribe button too, because that would be cool. And if you want to see these stats for yourself, just go to skyweavertcg.com. And that's going to do it, guys. Until next time, peace out.